Alright, now for my fans on the channel, you may be like, oh god, another toy video, F-bomb, come on. Well, clearly, I think Star Wars is taking a turn for the worst with Disney's great example of showing us how much they care for us. I.e., they told their fans, we don't really care about how you feel, because we're going to go ahead and can 2 games that you clearly wanted. So, I'm going back in time for when Star Wars was pretty good. So here, I want to compare 2 of the toys from the now canceled Clone Wars series, which aired for the past 5 seasons. That might have been since 2010, 11. Now here, this is a custom figure that my brother actually designed the coloration, and I made it and battle damaged him. This one was made in 2009. This one's much newer. It was made in 2011. Big differences. Now the heads move the same. Arms almost move the same. As you may be able to see, there's a joint here, which gives good articulation in the figure. Also good for painting him. He's got a joint here in his elbow, which most Star Wars figures have, at least around this time. And his hand swivels and has, if I'm not mistaken, let me just make sure. No joints in the hand. No joints in this hand. Joint in this hand, though. Which means you could move his hand like that. Or like that. Not a lot of reason to do it. Now, these figures still work off the swivel joint, which works out great for a figure's heads. He's got a joint in his stomach. You can't really do much of it. Bend him this way, bend him that way. You could spin him around. No big need for that. Now his legs, they're very articulated. See, there's a joint there. It must work off a ball swivel. So you see, you can do much with the figure itself. He's got similar joints here, as you can see. I can completely turn around. As do these. I didn't display them. They can't move all the way around because of the shoulder pad. Elbow pad. And then he's got joints in his feet, which also turn 360 degrees. So on the all, 2009 Star Wars figures were very good. Now we come to 2011, and same head swivel joint, much smaller. His head moves better probably than this one. Well, that's debatable, but you don't see much of the joint here, as you can see it there. Where here, if he's all the way up, you can't really see it. No joint here. Joint under the shoulder pad, and the shoulder pad goes in the arm a little, but as you can see, it is very inferior in movement to the 2009 toy. No elbow pad. Elbow pad's on this side. Looks a little weaker. Can move a little better. Not so much. Wrist. No joint in this wrist. No joint in this wrist anymore. They're just nubs. That's it. Chest is torso is completely solid. Cannot move anymore. So they have them in this weird position. It's a very arched back. Chest is very broad out. There's a puff in his chest there. Legs don't really move. We seem to be going back to like the early 90s with these figures here. You can barely move it this far. It moves that way, moves that way. Knees move fine. Feet don't. So what we're seeing is very similar to this 1995 Darth Vader action figure I have, where we have almost no articulation at all. It's as if, even at this point, Hasbro has told its fans, well, we don't really care if you like toys that move good. Well, I mean, yeah, you can really pry it up there, but then look, we got this problem. Look at that. You want to put that in a spaceship? That ain't gonna work. Now, yeah, this one's almost as bad, almost, but at least, you know, I can push the feet in and really get this figure in a ship. Well, in the meantime, if I want to push this one in, those feet can be a problem. So, it's very disappointing how, with these newest and probably most popular toys, now I definitely have a ton of these lying around, as you may see later. But what I liked about these Clone Wars computer animated figures were that they're pretty much pure rubber. And if this doesn't show well, maybe because of lighting, battle damage here, 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 that scuff there, you know, all over his face. That damage is done by taking a knife, heating it up real hot, and melting the rubber. Now, if the more plasticky troopers that came out with the Revenge of the Sith series, they were manageable, but if you went too deep, it was very possible that you can just go into the inside of the figure. Since they weren't solid plastic, they had big holes in them. These being almost solid rubber, you know, you could just dig right in if you wanted to. Now, I didn't, but you feel very safe making this look battle damage. So for customization, these figures were much better than the earlier Revenge of the Sith figures. But with this guy, I don't even really want to do anything with them, because part of the customization was, part of the painting is, you know, moving the joints around and away from things that you've done already. Whereas with this figure, you know, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Speaking of ass, I don't know. What do you think? Which is better? You decide.